This is what got me from this to this in only a year as a teenager. And it all happened when I started doing these principles that I will tell you in this video. So these are your most important muscles that you need to train to get aesthetic physique. I ranked them from 1 to 6 of what muscles are the most aesthetic. Now this doesn't mean you should skip the less aesthetic muscle groups, because you'll just look weird. You'll obtain an aesthetic physique by getting a 1 to 6 shoulder to waist ratio. Number 1, face/neck. So first off, you need to train your face. Now most people will never do this, but I count this as your physique. Your face is visible every day, and the better your face looks, the better you will feel and be treated. Whether you like it or not, people that have an attractive face get treated way better. So by doing what I tell you, you can easily start to increase the attractiveness of your face. This was me a year ago and this is me today. It's a big ass difference, right? So what I want you to do is to start chewing a ton of gum, alright? Put an equal amount of gum on each side of the mouth and chew until it starts to burn. This will build up your masseter muscle, which will leave you with a strong and masculine looking jawline. You can also opt to chewing harder foods like carrots or meat. Another thing you can do is to mew. And by doing this, you will reshape your jaw. Look at the gamer Nick Merckx, for example. He has a dent in his head for wearing a headset for a long ass time. And this is what he has done to his skull. So what do you think will happen if you have proper tongue posture? Your jaw will shift and give you a better jawline. Plus you get a bunch of benefits like breathing through your nose if you're like a mouth breather. Okay, you need to train your neck. Your neck is always showing, so I don't understand why people don't train it. But look at these pictures side by side, bro. One is hella skinny and the other one looks like a masculine man, bro. It's a big difference, right? So training your neck will inherently just enhance your face and make you more attractive, and it will also hide flaws and make your jaw look bigger. So you gotta start training your neck. Just lift weights like any other exercise, just with your neck, like curling your neck from behind and from the front. Those are the exercises you want to do. You can also buy a harness. I'd say that's more optimal. It's better, it's more comfortable, but you don't really need to. I don't have one. Anyways, number 2, shoulders. So you want to absolutely hammer your shoulders, okay? It's gonna give you that 3D look. So your shoulders separate in 3 parts: your front, mid, and back delts. Your front delt, it's most likely extremely developed because it gets a lot of activation on like the bench press and other pressing movements, while your mid delt is not trained as much and your back delt is barely trained. So what I want you to focus on is when you're training your front delts, just do a heavy overhead press to get a strong overhead press, but I wouldn't do any more exercises for your front delt. So for mid delts, you absolutely just want to hammer lateral raises and cable lateral raises, anything for like 10 to 16 reps. Lastly, your back delts. This one you shouldn't skip either. It's really good, and I think it's also pretty good for your posture. So you gotta start training those, and you do that by doing these exercises, and it helps you with your back aesthetics as well. Number 3, back/traps. So your back is extremely important, and it pairs well with your shoulders. It gives that Dorito shape, that V shape, that V-taper. Gives you basically just a more aesthetic shoulder to waist ratio. But what I recommend you to do is to get yourself a pull-up bar, okay? Like one in your door frame. And then every time you walk by, just crank a few pull-ups, okay? Now deadlifts are also extremely good for your back, because you never know when you're gonna lift some heavy ass shit. And lastly, any rowing movements like barbell rows, cedar rows, any row, it's basically gonna get your back gains, okay? Anyways, your traps. So your traps, you do shrugs, okay? So you just hold some heavy dumbbells and then you just do shrugs. Alright, number 4, abs. So your abs, bro, they're the pinnacle of aesthetics, okay? But first you want to cut down on body fat. If you want to get abs, bro, cut down on body fat. Depending on what kind of person you are, you're gonna have to cut down more or less. This will not optimally build your abs, bro. Your abs are a stabilizing muscle, so when you're doing combine movements, that's when they activate. But if you really want to train your abs, try to train your lower abs, because those are the less developed ones. Number 5, chest and arms. Your chest, it's split into 2 sections, okay? Your upper and lower chest. Now you don't want to exclusively focus on your lower chest. Why? Because your lower chest gets trained enough when you're hitting a bench press, bro. So mainly try to focus on your upper chest. For example, like an incline dumbbell press or any other movement that focuses on your upper chest. And you also want to incorporate a flying movement, like cable flies. And that's pretty much it for your chest. Bench press as something that's incline, and a fly movement. No decline, bro. No decline. You know why. Anyways, your arms get trained during the exercises like chest workout and back workout. So I only train arms once a week. And then for your forearm, okay? People like to overcomplicate forearms, but it's pretty simple, okay? You're training for aesthetics, okay? So you don't want huge forearms, but you do want weighty forearms. That's what looks good, okay? So the way you train them is to do hammer curls. That's the biggest muscle on your forearm, and that's what's gonna give you that nice aesthetic look, right? And then you superset that with farming carries. That's gonna give you those veiny forearms. It's gonna get that blood rushing to your forearms. Number 6, legs. It's last place, but bro, don't get me wrong, don't skip legs. No, don't do that. Don't skip legs, bro. They're still important, bro. However, bro, it's more bearable if you have smaller legs compared to everything else on your body, okay? But listen, have you ever heard a girl say, I love his hamstrings, bro? Fuck out of here, bro. Yeah, you never heard that, bro. So that's why legs are number 6. But if you want to train your legs, bro, just focus on hard exercises like squats, Romanian deadlifts, and hip thrusts, okay? That's what's gonna build up your legs. Now training your calves though, well, it's not really important, bro. Big calves, bro, they just look like big dad calves. They look unathletic, bro. But calves are mainly genetic, so if you want to train them, you know, go ahead, bro. Train them, but it won't do much. Before the end of the video, I want to give you some bonus tips on growing muscle and looking and feeling better. So first, invest in some supplements, okay? What you really need is just vitamin D, zinc, magnesium pills, and even if you want to, you can also buy creatine monohydrate, okay? You can get all of these for really cheap in any grocery store. Alright, cut out plastic. Meaning stop drinking water from plastic bottles, bruh. That shit will fuck up your testosterone, bruh. Invest in some metallic bottles, bro. Depending on where you live, you can also avoid tap water or use a filtering system, but that will cost you though, so it really depends. It's not for everyone, but if you happen to live in northern European countries, bro, you should be pretty good, bro. Alright, sleep. Sleep is very important, okay? For both your face, your body, and your mind, okay? And you should get a minimum of 8 hours of sleep. Now this doesn't mean that you have 8 hours of bedtime, okay? Because it takes time to fall asleep. So you need to go to sleep earlier so you fall asleep and get 8 hours of actual sleep. If that makes sense. Anyways, drink a lot of water. This will make your face more defined, make your skin smoother and nicer, and you will overall just feel better. Anyways, this you can do. It's not for everyone, but get a perm, okay? Now hear me out, bro. Your friends might roast you, but I believe every man should get a perm once in their life. Why? Because you'll see how good your hair can look and how attractive you can be, bro, with some fucking crazy good looking hair, okay? But I also believe every man should go bald. Like Christopher Firstman once said, bro, that you don't know how much your hair dictates how attractive you are until you go bald, and then you see all your flaws that you actually should be working on. Anyways, that's everything. Thanks for watching the video, bro. And if you really liked it, consider subscribing.